Welcome guys to another episode of We Talk, and as usual I am your host Jaka Sisijete. I am very excited for today's episode, and I am certain as we go on you also agree with me that it's going to be a very good interview today. On today's episode I have with me a young dynamic lady who is helping to put a smile on single mothers' faces. She has an organization that's called Single Mothers Scheme. So we'll take a short bio break, and then when we come back you get to know what Single Mothers Scheme is all about. Stay tuned. Meet We Talk's guest for this week, Fatou Jammeh. She is the founder and CEO of Single Mothers Scheme, an organization that is formed to support single mothers to be able to fend for themselves and their children by training them on skill development such as sewing, recycling tires, bottles and broken glasses, making soaps and lotions, among other activities. Through her organization, she has brought about light and given hope to many and still strives to do more. Welcome back from that short bio break. Fatou, once again, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Jaka.
Great. Before we get to what Single Mothers Scheme is all about, let the viewers know who is Fatou Jammeh, your schooling, and what inspired you to also start Single Mothers Scheme.
Thank you so much. And Fatou Jammeh, it's a young, dynamic Gambian, like you said, who is inspired by helping people out there. I actually went through junior, upper, and senior secondary, which landed me to SOS Haman Minor Technical Senior Secondary School. I graduated from SOS and then furthered my education at the Regional Maritime University. I did logistics management, which I am not doing now. And right now, I was brought up by a single mother who has been there for me, and she has been struggling so hard to make sure that everything goes on well for me, and I knew how the struggle was about. So during my studies I learned several skills, and I felt that it's not good enough to come and use those skills to make money for myself or to, let's say, enrich or make myself comfortable. So I decided to broaden my perspective, and since making people happy or impacting in the lives of people is what excites me, I decided to come up with an organization with the help of my husband, of course, called the Single Mothers Scheme, to support single mothers have different skills like sewing, like making tires, like soap making, lotion making, even corner. We have a beauty corner that we have pedicure, manicure, therapy, and also providing services like delivery services and then Nuga services, everything that you think about single mothers do.
Wow.
Yeah, we want to train them and give them skills, and we also want to create job opportunities for them. Yeah.
You were brought up by a single mom.
I was
Likewise,
brought up by
I was also brought up by a single mom. And I know how difficult it gets. Some days you feel like giving up because you still want to, you tend to want to have a support. You want to have like not like a husband, but you want to have someone support you, someone by your side that will encourage you and keep you going. And you are here, a young lady, putting a smile on people's faces and then giving them that hope that, okay, you are alone, you're a single mom, but there's a whole lot that you can do with skills especially. How long did it took you to come up with an initiative like that? Did you do like your research and all of that? How long did it took you?
Yeah, actually, like I said, my motive was not just to come and make money. Like, I felt that even if I am a millionaire or a billionaire, I was not going to be satisfied unless if I make impact in other people's life. So when I came and I started making money from my skills, I decided to start doing some statistics, because I realized there are lots of kids out there whom would be begging, whom will be stealing, and will be loitering around the streets like they have no homes.
We have a whole lot of kids begging,
yes,
a whole lot, and it's becoming too much now, especially around the traffic light areas and all of that.
Traffic light, turntable, everywhere. So I decided to do a random survey to ask these children their names in a very friendly manner, because I needed to know, I needed an information. Ask them their names, give them something, ask them where they live. And on that survey, we found out that 75% of those kids were from single mothers' homes or poor homes. So if it's not a single mother home, it's either a home that the child cannot even have feeding, cannot even have food to feed.
Even the normal 3-course meals, you have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
On that research, we feel that it's going to be very difficult to tackle the problem from the children, because you cannot take the children from home and give them something, no. Or you cannot always meet them on the street and give them charity. So we felt that we should tackle it from the head, like up-down solutions. So we thought about their parents. So realizing the single mothers, the single parent home they're coming from, all those homes were single parents, single mothers, not single fathers. It's very rare for us to find a single father taking care of a child.
You hardly see guys on the streets begging. It's more like women and then the kids outside begging from morning till evening.
So when we went to we did some surveys and went to some homes and realized that these single mothers were struggling. They couldn't fend for their children. They couldn't fend for themselves. So they tend to go out there and beg, or even send their children to go out there and beg in order to save themselves the disgrace or embarrassment. They tend to send their children more. So we feel that we don't have to rely on men. We don't have to feel that we have children. That is why we wouldn't do what we want to do. What we have to do, we have to do. So in order to do that, we have to have skills. We have to have the ability to be able to take ourselves, to be able to grow ourselves. So that is why I felt that we should focus on single mothers, because when we focus on them, we will be able to impact these children in a very positive way. Because if you give a single mother a skill, you tend to help her to be able to provide for herself. Like soap making, for example.
And most of the time, the mom tends to pass on that skill to their kids. I do notice that when a mother can do something,
the child wants to help.
The child wants to help, and through that,
the child would
also learn.
Yes. So, like, this is our office, but we don't just do trainings here. We have community-based centers. We speak to, like I said, I told you we're having some statistics. So we speak to some of these single mothers, and we have a base home in every, let's say, region, where we would go once a month. We are working on that schedule to have different skills depending on how many people want to make what.
How many regions are you operating in now?
Right now, we have started with just KMC and Banjul. But we would, we want it to be nationwide and even beyond.
It's gradual.
But we will gradually get there. Inshallah. So literally, the main purpose is not just because I'm from a single home, but because it breaks my heart seeing children out there begging for money, begging for food, or even stealing. And you would see children at a very tender age drinking alcohol because of bad influence,
smoking,
and all of those. And you will be amazed that all these children are from single mothers' home.
You know, the street is a free place. You tend to associate yourself with so many people, different attitudes, different habits, and then you can just pick up anything, just anywhere, anyhow,
Seriously,
just like that.
So it's really annoying. It annoys you, especially if you're a patriot, you love Gambia, and then you think about the future. You would know that these people are supposed to be our future leaders. So if this is how they want to spend their lives, or what they want to start doing now, how is the future like? It's going to be very scary. So things like this touch me a lot, because I feel that we young people are supposed to be the one to make impact in our country, nobody else. So that is why I came up with this. And honestly speaking, we started with like zero finances. We started with zero support. And fortunately for us, we are coming gradually. People are interested. People want to come and support. People want to partner with us. And I hope that it goes well.
Inshallah. So how was the response from the women when you approached them to engage them and tell them, okay, this is what I want to do. I want you to come on board. You're not going to pay anything, $0. But at the end of the day, you're going to go home with a skill, and then you'll be able to find for yourself at the end of it. How was the response from them?
When we started, initially, I had a form, because you need to register, and then I was charging $500 before you can be a member. That is how it started. But when I started that way, I realized that some people will tell me, man, I'm on 500. And I'm like, 500 is not supposed to stop someone from learning a skill. So why don't we just go for free? I told my husband about it, and he was like, are you sure you want to do that? How are you going to maintain it if you're going to do it for free?
Sustainability.
How are you going to train them? Where are you going to get the money to buy the to buy the raw materials for training. I'm like, let's just hope and pray and leave it to Allah. I believe He would handle everything. But I don't want $500 to stop these single mothers from coming. So we had single mothers that came. The one that is making the soap right now, she's part of them, who even confessed to us that she was shy to come on board or to approach us, because we have different radio programs and also TV programs, and we give our numbers out. But people are shy to call because they feel insecure.
Yeah.
But what we always assure them that is we are a shoulder to cry on, because if we come up and as an organization to support you, it's because we want us to come as one, not as a mockery team, because we have different categories of single mothers. We have some single mothers that were that are widows, like their husbands are dead. We have some that were divorced. We have some that had an unfortunate pregnancy, and so those things are like they're unpredictable. They come like just anyhow. So when they come, you have to be able to. I saw a child who came to me, approached me, and she's just 17. She got pregnant and she got a child, and the parents sent her out of the home. So aren't you sending that child to prostitution?
Yeah.
Because she has nothing to do. She has nowhere to go. She has no home to stay.
No means of taking care of herself and the baby at the end of the day.
She went to live on with a friend who is also a child, who is very young.
Oh.
And then it was a bad influence because the friend was not the best for her. So when I saw her and she explained her problem to me, I decided to see if I could approach the family and talk to the family and see what. She stopped me because she said they are not going to understand. They would always get back to her, and even if she's home there, she will never be comfortable. So I have to just find a way and mean to make sure. So these are the things we face. There are single mothers who are out there who are shy. There are others who will not come to us directly. There are others who will find means, back ways to get to us. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what I always say is just get to us. When you get to us, we will make sure that we will not just train you and let you go, but we will train you, maintain you, grow you, and make sure you are something.
And let them feel belonged. Let them feel belonged as well. It's more like a safe haven.
Yeah, my husband will tell me, you have an administrative body, and people will come and tell you, okay, I want to work. I will ask the person, are you a single mother? If the person says no, and I'll be like, this is for single mothers.
I was about to ask you that question. Are you just specifically targeting single mothers? How about in a situation wherein you have a lady from a poor background, like the husband is there, but then she still has to do a whole lot of things on her own? Would you still take someone like that, or just specifically single mothers?
Yes, you know, we have, like I said, we have categories of single mothers.
Okay.
Having a man beside you or having a husband doesn't necessarily mean you are not a single mother.
Okay.
You might be a single mother in another sense, that you are the one taking responsibility of everything at home. You're the one taking responsibility. Sometimes some people have husbands who are really sick and cannot do anything for them. Yes. So you might be the one taking responsibility of everything. So we consider you as a single mother. You're part of the single mothers category. We have women whose husband traveled to Europe and never come back. Or maybe they knew you every year once and then just go.
Yeah.
So those are all categories. They're all part of the single mothers. So we want them on board, and I make sure every interview I have or everybody I speak to, I clarify this to you. I tell you that you are welcome. As long as you're a woman, you're struggling, it's difficult for your children, come on board. We will teach you something that you will sit at your own home, and then you'll be able to have ends means at least. Yeah.
How many women do you have so far?
We have about, I think when we started till now, if we were supposed to count, it would be up to about 80 or more. But right now, I would say, certainly we have about 45 or that are working. Yes, and we have about 100 and 20-something that are not active. We have their statistics, and those are the people we want to target and meet at their own community basis. Yes, but for now, let's say about 40 people come in and out of here.
And have you already had women that have came on board and then had trainings, and now they're done with the trainings and they're doing something for themselves?
Yes, not something literally for themselves because they've not started yet. Okay. Because it's just, I think, 2 weeks ago that we finished with one group of soap. So they were making soaps and like bar soap and pay soap. That's all they made. So it's going to be very difficult to start something big or something just from that. So we want to see them through and teach them more on soap making because they are focused on soap making. We want to teach them how to make bar soaps and paste soaps, which they've started. We also want to teach them on how to make washing soaps, which is more marketable, and different type of soaps, so that when they are starting, they will start such that even if you're starting small, you start with varieties, because you know people with their varieties. Then you will have market and gradually grow.
So they make these chairs as well?
Yes, so these chairs we're sitting on, this one was made by us, me before the single mother scheme, but they've made one set and they're still making another. And thanks to some of our clients, we're having orders from some of our clients that have bought chairs from us before, and they find it very pleasing and also reasonable. So they're ordering for more chairs now. Now we're making for them some for their pool sides, and some for their, let's say, verandas.
Corridors,
yeah.
And gardens.
Yeah.
So how long does it take, your trainings, how long does it take for you to finish with one group?
It depends on the group of women.
Okay.
Yes, because like that soap making I was telling you about, it took them almost just a week. I think 8 days. Yes, so that was more than a week, but less than 2 weeks. So it depends on the set of women, but we've not come to a conclusion on a schedule for each program, which we would definitely do. We will have a schedule for each program. Let's say the beauty corner, whatever you want to do would take you just not more than 1 month or 2 months. Yeah, so we will not have any program that exceeds 6 months, no matter what. We will not have any program that exceeds 6 months yet. We have sewing, and the sewing, the guy that is willing to give it to them for free is telling me that in 2 months, if they're focused, at most 3 months, they will be able to perfect the basics of sewing.
So the trainers are all here on voluntary basis, right? You don't pay any trainer.
Not
Everyone
yet.
is just here to
Not
volunteer.
yet, yeah.
So if you're out there, you know you're good at doing a skill or something, come on board. Let us help the single mothers. She's
Sure.
here. She's helping free of charge. She's not gaining anything in return. She is gaining something, because at the end of the day, she knows that people are out there and then they're happy. They're satisfied, and then at the end of the day, they will be able to do something for themselves. So at the end of the training, what happens next? When you're done with the training, what happens next to the women?
Actually, like I said, we don't want to let them go for now. So we want to make soaps. If it's soap making, or if it's, let's say, beauty corner, we want to maintain them and grow. Make soaps in, let's say, in batches, large batches, and distribute to everywhere that is possible, or any person, shop, supermarket, or any spots that could help us sell it, then sell the soaps, and at the end of the day, the money, the capital, or even the profit, I mean, would come back to the single mothers because they would be the one to spend their time, energy, and all of that. Even if I am the one going to spend my resources on it, which is getting very difficult because, like I said, from scratch, we started this from scratch, thanks to my husband. He's been supportive all along, and I have a personal assistant who is my personal assistant, and at the same time my marketer. Okay. So I've been working, and she's the one that just came here, and she's been the one doing almost everything behind my back, thanks to her too, because it wouldn't have come to this level without her. She's been the one facilitating for the statistics and all of that. So what we're planning to do is get the microfinancial institutions to help us fund these single mothers after they are qualified and we feel they can maintain a business. Even if we are going to take the risk to guarantee them, and after we guarantee them, we will not let them go. We will keep them until the loan is paid back, because it's going to be the only way to manage the risk.
True.
Yes, so we'll keep them until the loan is paid back and they're established. Then we will let them go and continue with their endeavors.
Do you also certify them at the end of the day?
Yes. We make sure we certify everybody that we train. Yes.
That's great. So why would you say, what would you think is the reason behind women in the Gambia struggling? Like, we know women in the Gambia, they work a whole lot. Very strong people, very determined people. For example, in my culture, in my tribe rather, Sarahulis, I don't know for others, but I can say for my own people, the women in the rural area, when their kids are of marriage age, when they get to that stage to get married, they take care of everything themselves. They go to the farms, whatever money they get. When their kids are of age, the clothing, food, everything, like 90% of all the expenditures, they do it for themselves, no support at the end of the day. Why do you think women struggle a whole lot?
Basically, there's this proverb that says, a child, like your mother is just your mother, and your father is the father to all. So most of the time, our mothers or our women are in positions that they don't want to see their children struggle. Our fathers can sacrifice and say, okay, because I don't have it, I won't do it.
Yeah.
So let's get hungry. Our mothers will be like, no, whether I have it or not, I have to struggle for my child to eat.
True.
So this is why our women are out there struggling. I saw a family family of 6, and the man of the family said the children are not supposed to go to school because he cannot find it. He cannot fend for them. He cannot feed them, clothe them, and at the same time school them. And their mother...
he is the father.
And he is the father.
The man of the house.
Can you imagine? The man of the
goodness.
house. So she as a woman decided that she was going to do everything, including selling even fish, to make sure her children go to school. And that's what she did. And that is why most of these women out there are struggling. It's because of us, their children, and that is why we're also supposed to make sure we struggle for our children. And that's not all. Man, I would advise and encourage Gambian women to support each other, because we lack support. With all these struggles, we are hardworking. If Gambian women travel out there, they are outstanding. Their skills and talents are seen. They're not hidden. So when we support each other as Gambian women in Gambia, we will go further. Because normally, as a businesswoman, if I come to you, Jaka, and tell you, okay, Jaka, I have very nice shoes to sell, you ask me, as a Gambian woman, you will ask me, Fum joge, America.
Fum joge, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, that's not just the issue. I feel like people support people only when they know them. I see that happening too. Like, I know you, you're Fatou, we're friends, you're selling something. I'll support you because I know you. But once I don't know you, it's very difficult. I think that's something that people go through too as well.
Yeah, and most of these struggles that have been done, it's by women. So literally, if you don't support her, you're not supporting your fellow Gambian. Don't see the person that, okay, I don't know her. Just see her as a Gambian. See her as a woman struggling to fend for her children. When we start seeing things that way, our perspective will change. And when our perspective change, the way we do things would change. Yeah. And that is what we need as Gambian women. And normally, this saying that goes that whatever woman lead and gets to succeed. That's true. That's true. But at the end of the day, it has to be women that are in one cup, women that have one voice, women that have one target and
by each other's
standing by each other. Yes.
Each other.
So
be your sister's keeper.
That is it. Be your sister's keeper. So any single mother that steps her foot in here, what I first tell the person is, you know, us women, we have issues. We have problems.
We're petty.
We are petty.
All of that.
Yes. But I would always make sure I encourage them and talk to them to such an extent that they would be free enough to tell me anything that they want to tell me. And I should be free enough to tell you anything. Yeah. I don't want anybody to start gossiping your mate when you can just face them and tell them the truth. Why are you scared? So literally, me, I see it as that, like, okay, they're just scared of me. That's why they... And that is not how it's supposed to be. So in order for us to succeed, in order for our struggles to reduce, we need to be each other's keepers, and we need to also make sure that no matter what we do or no matter what we say, it's for the next party's benefit. Sometimes if I think about just myself, I'll be selfish. If I had to think about just myself, I'll come, make my chairs, sell them out, make my money, and just forget it. I'll be comfortable. I'll drive my car, I'll live in a good home, and that's it. But that's not life. That's not what would fulfill you as a human being.
That's true.
You have to help someone.
If you come into this world and you live without creating an impact, a single impact on somebody's life, for me, it's like your life is zero. Yeah. That's how it feels.
That is the fact.
So you need to contribute. Even if it's one person, just create that change. And that person is also going to create another change in somebody else's life. And that's how it works. Seriously. And let's also have this belief that we can have good stuff in the Gambia. Sure. We can have quality products made in the Gambia. Not just abroad, not just China, not just America. Let us start with the Gambia. Seriously. Our own grown, homegrown stuff. Yeah. They're all good, they're all quality. And that's what you guys are doing here.
Seriously.
And that's really good.
The advantage with other African countries is, I always use Ghana as an example. You know, when you go to Ghana and you want to buy a sweet, They will tell you this is made from Ghana. That is why it's more expensive.
They make nice chocolates too.
Yes. They will tell you this is made from, okay, let's say chocolates, for instance. They will tell you this chocolate is made from Ghana, and it's extremely perfect. It's quality, and we made it ourselves. That is why it's more expensive. This chocolate is imported. That is why it's cheap. So they will sell their chocolates more expensive because they have more expensive human resources, or let's say man labor. Their labor is a little bit more expensive than the West, and considering the fact that they are packaging and all of those, you have to order for some of them out there. So they will explain everything to you, and they will encourage you to buy their chocolate instead of the other one's chocolate. Wow. In Gambia, you'll go to a shop and they will tell you, to baby, wala mbuba bi, America la jogi. So ko soy do de hoteku.
Do they hoteku?
Dara bi du yaho. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they are marketing for other people's.
Immediately, you're discouraging the individual from buying things that are made in the Gambia.
Seriously. So you will see things online. People will sell their things that are made. Thanks, thumbs up to JT Creations. You know her, right? Jetumbai. She's the one training the single mothers on how to make shoes and beads and all of that. So she does her things from scratch. Slippers, bead making, key holders, and all of that. So you will go online and see people talking about, okay, Gambia len ko defare kon quality wood.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying because this is it. Those people that you're talking about started from somewhere, and they started promoting them and pushing them. Their nationalities started promoting and pushing them until they are what they are. So we need to do the same for ourselves.
We need to.
But if we don't, we would not go anywhere.
That's true.
And we need to go. And at the end of the day, these old people will not take us. Sorry to say, our fathers and our grandfathers, they are not going to take us anywhere. They have failed us, and we are here today. So let's not fail our children. Let's make sure that we put these things in our children for them to also,
foundation for them.
at least, for them to also grow and then inculcate the same thing in their children. But if we fail them too, it means we are also failing them.
It moves from one generation.
One generation to another. At the end of the day, Gambia will fail. It's not a matter of my family. It's not a matter of your family or his family. But then the Gambia will fail. Because if my child is rotten and your child is good, and your child decides to associate with mine, mine will rot in yours.
Yeah.
So we need to come together and even grow a child. Just a child, not to talk of a nation.
A nation.
Yeah,
sure. So how would you want to see your organization in the next few years to come?
Actually, in the next few years, I would want to see my organization to another level. Like I said, I don't want it to be just nationwide, but I want it to be international. I want to impact in the lives of women in Gambia, KMC, URR, West Coast, all the 7 regions. And I also want to impact in the lives of women, women that are even outside the country, Senegal, Dakar, other African countries, and even European countries, if I can. That is my aim. That is my target. I'm not just targeting the Gambia. I'm targeting way beyond the Gambia. And I hope and pray that all the single mothers that I have in Gambia will support me, because I cannot do it alone.
True.
And if they support me, I believe I would be able to do it, because I believe that we women have a very strong willpower. And the ones I have been having so far have been so supportive. They've been the reason I am here today, thanks to all of them, including my mom. She's always been there, and she's also a single mother.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Great. So finally, what word would you like to throw out to people, like word of advice?
I would like to, I have a lot to say.
Okay.
This is my problem. I always talk. I have a lot to say.
Okay, we can just summarize
Yeah, but anyways, what I would like to say is to the parents out there who are having children that are being probably have gone through some of 1 or 2 unfortunate situations like pregnancy. It's so heartbreaking that I go out there and realize that some children have been thrown out from their family home because they were pregnant. So, and that doesn't help. I strongly feel that we can have another solution to that problem, because a spilled water is one that we cannot gather and carry again.
True.
Yeah, that's one. And the other thing is, to all single mothers out there, I would want them to come on board, because I would want to see the number of children begging out there to reduce. So I want every single mother out there that can reach out to come on board and start training. And we have almost all the skills that single mothers, probably women, will be interested in. And also the ones that are out there that have skills and are willing to come and train the single mothers, they're extremely welcome. And I believe, like, we just started it, and we will go to a level that everybody will benefit from it. Even the trainers will benefit from it. So
And numbers?
Yeah, I'll give our numbers. We have 7712663 and 3181663. I think I'll give you the rest of the numbers so that you will put it probably when you're when it's going on and all of that, so that they will have it. Yeah, we have like 4 or 5 numbers, and I also give you our brochures so that you would talk to anybody out there who has interest to come and join.
It will be a pleasure.
Yes. Basically, that's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Thank
I
you,
pray that Allah just makes it easy for you and for you to be able to achieve all that you wish for.
Yes.
You're doing really well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I also have to thank, I cannot finish this interview without thanking all my support team. I have my, like I said, my marketing team. Fatou Jameh, I have to thank her. I have to thank my husband. I have to thank my mom. I have to thank all the single mothers that are already on board, working with the soaps and working with the tires and all of that, yes. So, and I would obviously want the other single mothers to come. I would have a show that would showcase all of these things they do pretty soon, and I would obviously invite you, and probably people will see us again.
We would love that. We would love to have you on board anytime.
Seriously,
anytime,
yeah, sure.
Inshallah.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's it, viewers, for this week's episode. Like we do on this show, it's just to bring to you young, outstanding Gambians that are creating an impact in their lives and those of and that of other people around them. We need sponsors as well to keep the show going. So come on board. Let us support Gambian youths. Let us support the people of this country, and then we can have the Gambia that we want. I also love to say a huge thank you to Jealous Creation for my beautiful outfit. As you can see, from my head wrap to the top, to the trousers, to the baggy pants, everything is from Jealous Creation. You can reach them on the numbers on the screen, and they're located at Bakau, Gaba, Jahumpa Road. So till we come your way next week, do have a great weekend.